certain times we get irritated on a day-to-day basis, right? So it's like when I get irritated, I know what I feel and how I feel. So we wanted to tap in with some of the subscribers and see like what grinds your gears.
What scruffs your team?
I'm gonna say this. I have a big problem with fake people.
Oh. Okay. Right away.
Yeah, I do. I mean, men, women, but I don't like. I got my own issues that I deal with, and if you call me out on them, okay, yeah, I probably did that. Did I probably treat you mean? Yeah, but at least I'm honest about it. I can't do fake, especially not in a relationship, because I'm gonna call you out on it for real.
Ooh, girl, she going.
And I don't care.
She gonna snatch your wig. She gonna snatch that.
So actually, you keep a little hot sauce in your bag, because that's what you saying.
Okay.
What ruffles your kerfuffles?
What ruffles my kerfuffles? Okay.
Yes. What grinds your gears? What, as Tally says, what would you say, Tally?
What scruffs your Tims?
What scruffs my Tims? Okay. Let me start off here. Let's talk about social media. Okay. The significance that people put on social media today, it grinds my gears. And what I mean by that is the validation that people get from social media. Like, you ever dated somebody and they be tripping because you don't post them on social media, and it's like, calm down, it's just Facebook.
Yes.
Or I feel like people can't do normal shit nowadays, like such as helping the homeless. You gotta record that and put that on Facebook. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Wait. As far as I've been the person that say, why you ain't post me? Like, until a certain point.
I'll be honest, yo. I've been the person they asked, why are you not posting me?
Because it's not important.
Because I don't like you no more. How about that? Like, I'm good off you. How about that? Like, you know what I mean? It's your girl Tally.
And it's your girl NuNu. And we are back again. Back to back, make back to pimp.
Remix.
We are back again. Back to back, make back to pimp. What number episode we on, Tally?
We on 8 now.
Hey. And what we about to do?
We're gonna tap in with our listeners today, and our subscribers.
We're gonna ask a couple of our listeners some good questions, turn up a little bit, have a little key, and then another little key, and hopefully we'll get some good lessons like we always do. How that sound?
That's right. That's what I like. I like to learn.
Yes. Okay, sis. Lucky for you. That's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you. That's what I like. That's what I like. Oh, we turned it up tonight. It's been a what they say, long week coming.
Sure is.
But it's the weekend.
Right.
It's the weekend for us. Y'all be seeing us on Thursday, but we gonna turn up on this because we've been quite reserved, and I think it's time to let our hair down a little bit. What you think, Boo?
Yeah, I think it's about time.
I think you look good. I get hair already down.
Right,
Yes, I know that's right. So we're about to go check in with our first subscriber, and on the other side, hopefully you'll get to see one of our new and old friends, because we got a couple of people that we knew for a long time, a couple of people that we just meeting and bonding with, and we hope y'all enjoy. Thanks. Hey,
ladies, thank you for having me.
We got our first tap in. Girl, tell them what your name is and where you from.
Stephanie Rector from the Burg, Harrisburg, if that's not known, PA.
Okay.
Harrisburg in the house.
So the first question that we wanted to ask today was, it was a good one. It took us a minute to kind of think of something good, because certain times we get irritated on a day-to-day basis, right? So it's like, when I get irritated, I know what I feel and how I feel. So we wanted to tap in with some of the subscribers and see like, what grinds your gears?
What scruffs your team?
I'm gonna say this. I have a big problem with fake people.
Oh. Okay. right. She went
Okay.
right away.
Yeah, I do. I mean, men, women, but I don't like. I got my own issues that I deal with, and if you call me out on them, okay, yeah, I probably did that. Did I probably treat you mean? Yeah, but at least I'm honest about it. I can't do fake, especially
Yeah.
not in a relationship, because I'm gonna call you out on it for real,
Ooh, girl,
and I don't care.
she gonna snatch
Yes.
your wig. She gonna snatch that.
So
from
actually, you keep a little hot sauce in your bag, because that's what you saying. So what are some of the instances, without, we ain't gonna bash nobody, but like, what are some of the things that you experienced that you felt like you couldn't tolerate, or was a breaking point to you when you felt like I can't do that,
Okay, so let me tell you how I am, especially in a relationship. And when I say a relationship, I mean a friendship, a relationship, boyfriend, friend, woman, I don't care. I'm very honest and upfront. It might be a little bit too much for people,
Okay.
but I try to be as real as possible because I'm a lot to handle.
Do have to hold.
Honey, I'm a lot.
I tell you.
Look, it's
So
okay.
I feel like I really believe in the treat others as they want to be treated, the golden rule.
Ooh. I love that rule.
So my thing is, if I'm going to be real with you, I mean, I expect you to be just as real with me. Like I'm gonna give you an example. I was in a relationship where I was very honest about me. I said, if you get on my bad side, I'm a real mean bitch. Like I was very honest about me. I told him I'm a little bit nutty. I got some issues. This is what happens if this, that, and the other. Well, I guess he thought he was dealing with a joke, because he decided that he wanted to do things his way. And now I am who I said I was. I'm that bitch you don't want to fuck with. I gotta be, and it's because he's fake. Like I can't even be around this person sometimes because it triggers me with the fakeness. Triggers me, and it causes a whole problem. It's that becomes toxic for me.
So when you okay, you just said you can't even be around them, right? So that lets me know you've thought about like, what can I do to prevent myself from getting triggered, right? So like, what in those times where you felt pushed to the edge, what in those relationships, what were the things that you took from it, and what have you done to not trigger yourself, or not, allow someone to take you to a point where you're ready to turn up?
Well, first I call them out on it. What helps is if they realize that they've been fake, and they can agree that they've been fake. If they're real with me, that's that. Okay, at least you're being fake, but now you're being real.
You can accept it more when someone says like, right, I did, but to continue to fake it is where you had a problem, right?
Yeah, that's where I have a big problem. That will send me from 0 to 100 real quick. So, and then I have to pull myself out or take a chill pill, literally. Some type of chill pill.
Let's be real. We don't judge anybody that need to take a chill pill, because at the end of the day, we all have things that we are still working to address, and traumas and issues and things that we've been through, that to look at somebody else and judge them because they have to, it really takes away from the point of the issue. You know what I mean? So look, if you got to take a chill pill, take one. If the doctor say so, take two. You know what I'm saying?
I always say, like, I go to my corner, I stick in my corner, I mind my business. That's who I am. Like, I'm gonna go back to my corner. I'll be like, let me go back to my corner. But that's why you gotta like recuperate. You gotta separate yourself from everybody else, because sometimes like we overreact. Like I said this before, like we overreact as people, right? And it's because we allow people to get us to that point, because we're sucking it up. We're not saying nothing. We're like letting it slide. We're letting it slide. And then all of a sudden we like, nah, yo, you are his to be thrown. But
I'm the sweetest person in the world until I'm not, baby.
I mean,
and I think it scares people with me is because like you coming, and they know exactly how you coming and the force at which you come. But I think people get taken aback, and because not that I'm aggressive, but like when I say I'm done, and they're like, wow, what happened? And they feel some kind of way, because it's like, I've never received that. But what I'm learning to do right now, and the thing that I have to work on for me, is saying more how I feel. So I'm gonna take a little bit of stuff from Harrisburg, PA, you know what I mean, and start being a little bit more, some people have to tone themselves back, and some people have to speak up for themselves. You know what I mean? So the fact that you're,
get taken advantage of.
Exactly. And the only thing that separates the people that allow people to run over them and the people that don't is that the people that don't have a guard up because they've been dogged out so much. So they already have that guard up, right? So you can't really run through them, right? But the people that don't are the ones that just haven't learned the balance yet. But it has to be a fine balance. The people with the guard have to let it down a little bit to let love and goodness in. And then the people who haven't had that have to come up a little bit and set those boundaries. It's just it's like a seesaw, you know what I mean?
And that's the real struggle. The real struggle is finding that balance. It's deciding, when do I react? When do I sit back, right? And to me, like, for me personally, I'm the kind of person that if you take me out of character, you're not gonna interact with me. Like, if I feel like, oh, I'm so mad that I could like hurt you, or like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I am no longer messing with you as a person, like, I don't want to deal with you as a person, like, that's it. Like, you don't exist. Like, you cease to exist. Like, if you was walking down the street and me and you were not like, I don't talk to you, I'm gonna do the sign of the cross. Oh my God, Jesus.
You know what?
There's dead people walking by me.
You know what? Woo,
But you know what I mean? Like,
look,
but you know,
it be like that.
I'm working on me, you know, in the sense that I'm
Yeah.
not out here, you know, doing the sign of the cross anymore. Cause I'd be like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, there's like a ghost walking in front of me. And the people be like, where's the ghost at? You the ghost, not, don't look nowhere else. You know what I mean? So, you know,
she ain't playing neither.
that you need to tone that down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, I'm not gonna overreact where I'm like, the person died, like they're a walking, you know, person ghost. Cause I'm like, you know what, they don't deserve that.
Yeah.
I've, you know, experienced death in the sense that it made me value life. So if I don't like you as a person, or I feel you wronged me in a sense, you're not worthy of being in my vicinity to me. You no longer exist.
Yep. And it's the best way to heal that way, because those extrinsic factors, you kind of separate yourself from it and then do the work that you need to do for yourself. And if you know someone triggers you to have those behaviors, it's best to just pull back, evaluate, self-reflect, set them goals, do what you have to do, and get back in line, because people will pull you out of line.
And then you have to decide, who do you want to be? Like, do I want to be a person that overreacts? Do I want to, like, you know, always be on guard? Because that's the thing about people that, you know, they're always on guard, is that they're on guard because they feel like somebody's always attacking them, or they're always coming to get them. So you have to decide, do I always want to live on the edge? Like, he out to get me, she out to get me, like they just trying to be my friends for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what does that say about you as a person? If you feel that everybody's out to get you, why would everybody be out to get you? You know what I mean?
What things have you been through that you haven't addressed, that you feel like that everybody feels that way? You know what I mean? It's just some of the things that you've experienced that have hardened your heart or made you put that guard up like that. You know what I mean? But that was a good little tap in.
Thank you for coming in and tapping in with us, Steph.
I love it. I love being with you guys. You guys really are some serious therapy help.
Look, we don't got no license to that, but we are bomb, right?
Listen, that means that we can say whatever we want then. It won't be out of
We got the disclaimers in the description box. Oh. But thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for always being there on our lives, for riding with us. Like, we had to get you in first because you like numero uno. You be the first one.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm very open about myself, but I told my psychiatrist about you guys because she said that I needed to be in therapy, and I told her, I said, well, my friend has a therapy session every Thursday at 6:00.
Look, and not all therapy is therapy. Sometimes just hearing other people's experiences and knowing that you have people that feel the same way that you feel and you're not alone is enough to help you get through to the next day. So we're not
Yeah.
gonna minimize that neither. We ain't therapists, but we ain't gonna minimize the good
Honey,
time.
that's the kind of therapy I need. I need the real deal Holyfield stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's what we here
Yeah,
for.
man, boy, I mean, I can't give them too much. They gonna know what to do. But thanks for tapping in with us,
Thank
girl.
you.
I'll see you later.
All right,
Bye.
now tap
All
out.
right, lady.
Tap out. Hey,
Hi.
thanks for tapping in with us.
So tell us
Hi.
what's your name and where you're from.
So my name is Jadalis. I'm from the Bronx, from New
Yes.
York.
GX
So we
in the
representing the
house.
Bronx.
Yes.
Representing the Bronx.
So
All right.
one of the questions that we've been asking all of our tap-inners, that's what we can call them, our tap-inners, is what grinds your gears in Tally? What does it do? What scruffs your timbos?
Scruff your Timbs. What scruffs your Timbs?
Oh my God. So I hate repeated questions. So like when someone someone asks a repeated question, they repeat the question over and over again. I cannot. That's the top one.
When someone
Top
does what?
one. When they ask you a repeated question.
Yeah, scruff your
Someone-
Timbs already, yo. You got scruff your Timbs.
Yeah.
So you don't like the repeat offenders, like how? Well, how did you do it? But then why?
Yeah. Yep.
Why
Like a
would you- why
question
would
with
you
a
think about doing
question.
it?
Can't.
I did it. So that's that. Have a nice day.
It feels like you're being interrogated, like you're being interrogated by police. Question over
he
and over
said
again.
repeated question is op behavior, guys. That's the sign. The first sign and symptom of op behavior is repeated questions.
Yup. You ask me so many questions. Why you want to know? Why
Right.
you want to know?
Right, yo. I'd be like,
What's
what
the
are you,
reason?
Pyro? Ice? Are you ice? Stop playing with me.
Trying to get me caught up.
Look,
That's
so
mine.
when you deal with people who do this to you, I mean, I know in your mind you probably want to hit them with the ping, ping, the little mink, 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 but you can't.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with people that have op behavior?
So honestly, it really all depends if I know the person is going to be asking me 1,001 questions. I automatically tell them beforehand, like, so this is what happened. This is why it happened. And then if I don't know the person, I just tell them, like, sometimes I don't know. Like, I can't answer that for you. Like, I can't answer that for you.
So you keep that same I plead the fifth energy.
Yeah.
You're
Pretty
already ready to be on a stand, like, I plead the fifth.
I'm
Right.
definitely like that, where like if I don't know, if I just met this person and they're asking me 1,000 questions, I'm just like, I don't know. That's like my favorite thing to say. I don't know.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, yo, that scratches my tins when somebody tells me they don't know. Like, what? You don't know. What you mean you don't know? Like,
What you mean you know? Yo,
why would you do that? Like, no. Like, what you mean you don't know? Like, what?
But if you asking a lot of questions, you're gonna have that one person to just be like, you know what? I can't answer anymore. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question.
Right.
All right, but if I'm asking you a lot of questions,
Look at
her.
Look, you can tell them to her family because they go and tell it. They like Venus and Serena.
Yep, definitely. If I do the I don't know, if I don't do it with the I don't know with my aunt, she's automatically like, you know. So tell me now, what happened? What happened? And I'm just like, all right.
Yeah, she like,
what happened was
she can get it out of you.
Yeah. What happened was.
Then that's what I'd be like, okay, all right. So this is what happened, but this is what they're gonna tell you. All right. All right.
That's so cool. Cassie, we thank you for tapping in with us. We are grateful that you watch, you subscribe, that you support.
Yep.
And we will not forget all of the love that you've given us. And we just so grateful and thankful. And Tally, y'all raised a good one. Tally, y'all raised a
No
good
problem.
one.
I literally had to make, because I lost my first Google account information. So I had to make another Google account. And I was like, I only did it for you guys. I swear.
Oh, look
No
at that. The
joke.
love and
You a
appreciation.
real one.
Yo,
You
Yep.
a real one. You got another auntie over here, sis. You got another auntie.
I
Titi
do it all for
Panera,
my aunt.
Titi
My aunt
Nunu.
knows that. I
Titi
was like, you know
Nunu.
what? I need to make a new account anyway. So
Right.
you gave me the reason to start a new one.
Right.
And
Now do
now I
some,
just
now do something with it, sis.
That's right. I
Do
tell her all the
do
time. I'm
something
like,
with
get
it.
on YouTube, do something with yourself. You're too beautiful to be sitting back. And I
Yes,
put
baby. You let us know what we need to help you do, because you're a beautiful person, beautiful young
Thank
lady.
you.
And
Thank you.
keep it up. We love you and we thank you. And keep having a strong head on your shoulders. Keep advocating for yourself.
Thank you.
Keep loving yourself, okay?
Yep, you guys know when I yeah mostly do podcast when I'm cooking. So I'll be listening with my headphones. Like just like, oh my God, I can't, because my aunt, I already know how her energy is when she comes up. So I'm just like, yep, dying.
Yes.
So I
See?
love it.
All right, babe.
I'm
You take it
happy for you
easy.
guys. All right. Bye.
All right,
Be
tap
safe.
out. Tap out.
Bye.
Bye.
You have to leave.
And I just,
You
all
got it.
right, I'm leaving now.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. 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 I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye. Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for tapping in with us. Go ahead and give everyone out there your name and where you're from.
Tara Muzan. My maiden name was Habayu. That's probably how most Milts know me. My married name is Muzan. We're in Pennsylvania now. This is my hubby, Chris.
Hey,
Hey,
Chris. Look, you tapping in from the car. You loyal. Thanks for rocking.
Thanks for
Yes,
riding with us.
yes, absolutely. We just took his mom to lunch, so for Mother's Day. So we're on our way back.
Aw,
Oh, that's so
so
awesome.
cute.
Well, we're gonna get right to it because we have some
Yeah.
things that we need to discuss. Tally, you want to give her that first question that we wanted
The
to
question
ask?
is, what scruffs your Timbs? Like, what makes you upset? What is something that you have to learn how to cope with, or you've learned how to cope with, and how have you learned how to do it?
Okay. I thought about this for the last couple of days, and I just had a conversation with another mom that I know who has like 2 toddlers right now, and her mom just got diagnosed with like stage 4 lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
So she and I were like complaining to each other and venting about the terrible healthcare system and the lack of customer service and the empathy that is needed for these customer service people to help in the whole process of everything. Like I deal with all of my mom's medical everything. And she's with Kaiser, just to get someone on the line to set a primary doctor appointment for her or a follow-up to something, you're on the line on hold for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you get someone who wants to do everything in their power to be lazy and not help. Like it's just the lack of care that goes into our healthcare system, period, is probably the one. Lack of customer service in general, I have to say, I have a high level of expectation when it comes to any sort of service. Like if you're in a job of service and you have a bad attitude, or you want to do everything in your power to extra mile for people, you shouldn't be in service. Absolutely not. You should go find something else that better fits, what you want. Because when you're in service, and especially like healthcare service, you're not dealing with people who are happy to call you. You're dealing with people who are sick. Some of them are chronically sick. Some of them have 6 months to live. Some of them hate going to the doctor. Some of them are scared of hospitals. And it's across the board, not just, you make a phone call to set these appointments. Customer service, even when you're in the ER department and you're there waiting on a bed, and the service that's expected there of the staff is shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As a nurse,
terrible.
I can say I agree.
Yeah.
It's a fight because there's so many people that work in the healthcare system that
Yeah.
feel exactly the way you do.
Overworked and underpaid.
They work in the healthcare system and they get the same treatment. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, customer service is poor all around. I think it's because people have expectations when they do a job, and the empathy is removed from the equation. It's, what do I need to do to satisfy my job requirements so that I can get paid?
Yep.
And it's a struggle, and it's been a struggle for me. I've been in nursing since 2007 to deal with some of the things in healthcare as someone who's delivering care, and the rules and regulations and guidelines and stuff like that. And you're like, whoa, because you want to do more, and by law, sometimes you can't. And then I've also been on that other side as someone who needed care and was treated. I had to leave a hospital once to go to a different hospital and have major surgery once I get there, because the first hospital I went to didn't believe me. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you're fine. They sent me back home. And I was.
And you're a nurse, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, you know what they're telling you is incorrect. Plus, you know your body.
Yeah. And
it's awful.
so that I am in with you. We need to talk. Maybe we need to do something about that, because you know, we have high expectations, because when we give a job or when we give a service, we give high expectations, and then we then in turn expect everyone to have that same level. But it's a lot of people out there that don't, and like, maybe we need to start something to train people, because like that's not
and
it.
You know what? You know what? Especially for like what I was more talking about was like the phones, the clerical people, the people checking you in. It's very hard to have that same standard for people who are giving actual physical care, because their mind has to be so focused on medical process. It could be easy for them to not be able to do both, like, you know, give you the best loving service when they're thinking how to save your life right now, you know. But what should be, what I've learned is, I was going to pursue healthcare. I was going to do healthcare administration. I got a master's in healthcare administration, and I was working in a hospital in Florida. And while I was working there, I was like, I want to climb up the ladder. This would be amazing, you know? And while I was working there, my supervisors, everybody above was so like, less time with the patients, letting them talk your ear off, just collect the money. We're here for the money. Like my productivity was low because I was giving a lot of time to the elderly who would come in abused and dehydrated to talk and, you know, be with them. You know what I mean? As opposed to sitting there collecting a copay. You know what I mean? Like, we're here all night. We're not going anywhere. Everyone will pay a copay. You know what I mean? A little bit more care and empathy and love. I'm just collecting money. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be like why my supervisors are coming down on me. You know, like the customer satisfaction they claim is #1 and stuff like that. But when you look at policy and how they actually manage, that's not true.
That's like we were saying that on the work episode. It's like, it sounds good. It's an open door policy until you need to walk through that open door. And it's like, no, this is what we say. This is what we want. It's, you know, Alzara, like the healthcare system and being a nurse in the healthcare system, I evaluate quite often my goals and my vision and what I want to do. And that main reason that you discussed, like you just touched me, I feel like I want to like cry, because that main reason is the reason why I want to do something different. And I want to do something to really help people, because we are lacking. The quality is lacking. The care is lacking. The empathy is lacking, and we gotta do better. We gotta do better.
You know, and what they need to do, these hospitals make so much money. The healthcare industry makes so much money. It is very easy to implement a free therapy for their employees, for their nurses, for their doctors, for their clerical staff, for all of staff, period. You're around death and dying all day long. You're
She breaking in and out because
I
she's
was like,
driving.
I'm depressed. Like, I was going home crying, sad, thinking of death and dying. Like, it was awful. No therapy provided. That is one great step to help the staff. And then beyond therapy, then you start to implement, you know, emotional intelligence training on empathy, what it means to be able to do your job, plus be able to meet someone emotionally, you know, like
that's the thing.
there's money, just needs to.
I think that she hit a really solid point. The emotional therapy, like the emotional intelligence. This is a problem I feel all over the board, not just in the healthcare system. I feel like it's all over, like police,
all over.
morality. If they would have emotional intelligence, if they knew how to de-escalate, if they were like culturally aware about other cultures, if you know, we as people would open up that venue of opening up that, you know, other cultures aren't like our own. Like, you know what I mean? Like the American culture is very like separated from your humanity. It's like separate your humanity from your workforce, separate humanity from help giving care. Like, why are we always separating our humanity? And then, you know, when people are asking us to be human, we're like, let me put my emotional cap back on.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
We should never take it off. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I struggle with this at work too. Like, you know what I mean? Because my job is like, you know, promoting, like pushing out a certain service. And there's times I'm like, I can't, like, I can't do it because it hurts me to like hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm giving them less. I don't want to do it. So I feel bad as a person. But the rest of my like my supervisor, everybody else is around, like, they're like, don't take it seriously. Don't take it personal. It's not a problem. What do you mean? Like, all I'm thinking about is how are they gonna make it with what I'm giving them?
Yes, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah. We need to talk off camera, because like at the end of the day, we have the power to do whatever we want. We have the power to invoke change. We have the power to stand together to stand as a unit and to be able to actually create change, not just complain about it. We actually have the power to do something about it. Let's do something about it, y'all. Like, for real, like it's mental health training. I mean, I need to go to mental health counseling because it's that stressful, you know? Yeah. Oh, we love you. Class of 2002 right here. All right.
Well, we're glad that you brought this question up, because this is something that, you know, like, as people, like, this is one of a major concerns, especially like, you know, healthcare, because I feel like, honestly, when you're younger, you don't take healthcare as seriously until you start aging. Like, once you start getting into your 30s, you're like, wait, people are like, my friends are dying. Like, what? Like, how did that happen? And it's like, you start realizing, like, yo, like, I need to watch what I'm eating. I need to, you know, make sure that I'm doing like real inventory. Like, what am I allowing in my space? What am I allowing in my body? What am I putting up with? Because if you're putting up with negativity, then you start becoming negative, and it shows in your health. Like, you start getting sick. So, like, coming to terms with, like, yo, as you age, you need to take certain things seriously. Like, when I was a child, I wasn't worried about the healthcare system. I'm just like, I gotta go to the hospital if I break a leg. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not worried about it. But once I'm in that other, like, I'm on the other foot where I'm actually, like, you know, now I'm
that kneecap start clicking and popping, and you like, ooh, how many more clicks and pops before I gotta get a replacement? Like,
that's honestly, it's so, you hit it right there. We should be the generation that doesn't, you know, depend and rely on the healthcare system and medicine and all of those things, like maintenance stuff, and while we're old. Like, if we take care of ourselves now, we're going to depend on them less and less and less as we age, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to be old and depending on them being shuffled around everywhere like a dirty penny. It's just
like a dirty
penny. Look, and literally, because as soon as you can't tell us a penny no more, bye, thank you. We're gonna send you over here. Over here with the people that don't have no money. Like,
it's terrible. Terrible.
We love you, and we thank you for tapping in with us. Like, we're gonna do another one. So be ready. When we call you back.
Ready always. Thank
you guys so much. Thanks, Chris, for showing up.
Chris, we're gonna do some finance stuff. We're gonna call you.
We're gonna put you on because we need you to put us on.
We try to make some money, awesome. but we know that Chris gonna be able to help get us right before we can tell everybody else what to do.
That's right.
Yes. We would love
that. All right,
that.
guys. We love you. Bye.
Love you.
Hey. Thanks for tapping in with us. We want you to give us your name and where you're from, and then we're gonna get right to it. You feel me?
You already know it's Breezy from South Philly.
Yeah.
Residing in Jacksonville,
the
though. We in Duval right now. But we still South Philly.
Yes, and that's my little baby sister. You know what I mean? Don't play about her. So just so y'all know.
Right.
And we're gonna get right into the questions, and I'm gonna ask you, since I'm the big sis.
Okay.
What
Right.
ruffles your kerfuffles?
What ruffles my kerfuffles? Okay.
Yes, what grinds your gears? What, as Tally says, what would you say, Tally?
What's scrushy at Tim's?
What
What scratch my Timbs? Okay. Let me start off here. Let's talk about social media. Okay. The significance that people put on social media today, it grinds my gears. And what I mean by that is the validation that people get from social media. Like, you ever dated somebody and they be tripping because you don't post them on social media, and it's like, calm down, it's just Facebook.
Yes.
Or I feel like people can't do normal shit nowadays, like such as helping the homeless. You gotta record that and put that on Facebook. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why
Okay,
is that
wait.
significant?
As far as I've been the person that say, why you ain't post me? Like, until a certain point.
I'll be honest, yo. I've been the person they asked, why you not posting me?
Because it's not important.
Because I don't like you no more. How about that?
Okay.
Like, I'm good off you. How about that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's the
that.
energy. That's the energy. I'm trying to.
Don't play with me.
That part.
But go ahead, Breeze. Keep on, because we all in.
Another thing that scratched my Timbs is the lack of motivation and the lack of opportunity in our community. Now, I'm gonna say the lack of motivation because there are some people that will sit here and collect the check from the government and don't try to work. And I'm tired of paying for them. I don't know about nobody else. You tired of paying for them? It's one thing if you working and you just ain't making ends meet. That's different. But I'm talking about the people who are well and able.
Yes.
And just sitting here like, no, I'm gonna wait for the government to send my food stamp. Like, what?
No.
I'm gonna need you to get a job, sis.
And you know what? We not mad, but we are, because we pay taxes and
right.
You know what? God bless the child that has his own. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
So let's have our own. Let's have our own.
yeah, get your own. We got own. Say no.
We got own.
Right. We got own. But no, and as far as the lack of opportunity, I say that for places of businesses that are predominantly white, and then there's the lack of opportunity for people of color, whether they're Black, Asian, Spanish, there's not enough opportunity for them. You know what I mean? The ones that do want to get up and work. So we need a little bit more opportunity for them.
Yes.
Another thing that grinds my gears is people not using their resources. Now, I just spoke on people using their resources to not work and collect a check from the government. However, use the right resources. If we're gonna use some resources for the people that have felonies, use some type of resource to get your record expunged. Use a resource that's gonna help you get a job instead of chilling on a corner because you like, oh, I can't get a job. Use the right resources. Use a resource that's going to help you get a certificate or some type of degree to get you a better job. Use your resources.
Yes.
Use that connect. My cousin do this and work here. Use that connect. Use your resources. Yes. Use your vowels.
Yes. And when you get that opportunity, don't squander it. Be grateful for it. Treat it like it's the best thing because you're doing the right thing. Right. And you're doing, you know what I mean? What you need to be a little bit more successful. And those are the tools and the things that you can do to make you better in other areas of your life. It's not like, you know what I mean? Start where you are and work up. We're not looking down on nobody. We're saying wherever you are, start where you are, and you have the opportunity. The sky is the limit to work yourself up. Use your resources, tap in to the different ways that you can get connects with who you know, but be a person of good character so that those people will want to give you a reference, and want to say, this is a good person with good character, and I know they won't have me looking a fool out here in these streets. And then once you get that opportunity, be grateful. Tally, what you think? Give a little something to the convo.
Look, man, she hit on some major points. First of all, right, the whole media validation. I'm with it, but like I see it from this point of view. If you're always seeing something flash before your eyes, you're gonna start aiming for that, right? And that's the problem with people that don't work. they see how celebrities, they look like they have an easy life, but you don't know they struggles behind the scene.
No.
And that's the thing, like nobody knows anybody's struggle. We're
Right.
good at putting them happy moments, but nobody knows how that happy moment got to be seen. Like you don't know how many hours that person had to work to get there. What, you know, if they were
Right.
crying before they took that big photo just so they could have one good photo before
Right.
everything else happened. So it's like we're focused on just like beating that image of what we think is perfect, but nobody has anything that's perfect. Yeah, money is nice, but if you're dealing with people that are shady characters, it's lonely being on top and having money. You know what I mean? So also with like the whole using the system or not underutilizing the system, underutilizing your resources, that's all a personal choice. At the end of the day, it's a personal choice. You choose how you're gonna act and what kind of person you're gonna be. You decide if you're gonna be a working person. You decide if you decide that that's not what you want to do. You don't want to work, but you can't be upset if you keep on going on the same circle on that same wheel, like you're on the hamster wheel over and over, because you're choosing this instead of moving forward. And that's why we started this, because we wanted people to choose differently. You know what I mean? Like to make a choice, because
we working.
Some people don't realize that they have a choice.
Right.
You know, some people just they're like, oh, like, you know, that what you said, they go to jail and they're like, yo, I have a record. I can't get a regular job. Says who? Like,
use your resources.
Our therapist says who? Like, who?
Right. Look, people told me I needed more degrees. I needed more experience. I needed more time. I needed more exposure. But I went in there and I was myself. I saw a person with good character, a person that's going to put forth hard work, dedication, effort. And they bit hard. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
I'm like,
so never let that negative talk of someone saying you can't, or I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the energy that more people need to have. You know,
and when you go out there, when you're going out there and you're trying to get a job, right? You don't go out there, you know, like maybe I can do this. No. I know how to do this. This is who I am. Bring that to
make up some shit.
What is your company gonna do for me? Because I'm such a great person. Like I got all my life together. Like what you gonna do for me? Like should I leave my job to be with you? Like what are you providing for me, ma'am, sir?
And we're not speaking, us three aren't speaking from people that had a silver spoon in our mouth, because last time I checked, none of us had a silver spoon in our mouth. Everything that we have and everything that we're gonna be, because we ain't nowhere near where we're gonna be. So we already know where we're gonna be because we putting forth that work and looking ahead and mapping out them goals. You get what I'm saying? But we ain't start from up here. We started from the bottom. Now we here. You know what I'm saying? And now we trying to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Bottom of the bottom.
Right. And have had experiences and things that have, you know, could have taken us out the game. But the fact that we showing up every day, the fact that we tapping in every day, the fact that we encouraging each other, you know what I mean? That's what we doing here every week on a weekly scale, but we encourage each other on a daily scale. And everything you hit is the things that we discuss and the things that we hope that'll encourage change, not by shaming people, but by saying, y'all, come on, like, let's go. Like you have the power in yourself to be your best version of yourself. And that's not the best version of yourself. Like take that energy and be amazing, because there's nothing that separates anybody else from anybody else other than the hard work that they put into things. You know what I mean? The faith that they have and how they carry themselves. You have faith, you carry yourself decently, and you put in hard work and effort, and you're going to show out. You're going to be able to show out. You won't have
the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains.
Right. And you don't have to fake compete with somebody. You can actually do what you got to do for yourself. So,
like that whole going back to that whole social media, like if you want them J's, right? You want them J's, you're gonna stand in that line for them J's. So what's the problem? So you should be doing the same thing for you.
Stand in line for that job.
You want to make that money to pay for them J's, go stand in that line to get that job. But but I
go camp out at the job site.
Right. Bree.
And then like with social media,
Bree, you walk 2 hours a day to get to and from your job.
To get to work. I was working at the grocery store. I didn't even have a banking job at that moment, but I needed money. So I walked and I made it there and I collected my check. Thank you.
And everybody else can do the same.
I was hurt. I was injured at the time. My leg was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was injured and I still walked 2 hours.
But that shows
And I
I
ain't gonna tell them my testimony. I ain't gonna give them all that. But
we ain't gonna give them the testimony yet,
we ain't
because
gonna
that's a
give them
whole
the
nother
testimony.
episode. That's a whole nother
Right.
episode.
But that's who you are. That's your character. Your character is, I'm not gonna stand still.
Right.
Awesome. Like, you know, to have a character where you're like, you know, I'm not gonna utilize the system. I'm gonna make something out of myself without anybody's help. Which to me, that's bold. That's a bold and that's a strong move. So you should always, like, you know, appraise yourself and put yourself at high standard, because, like, you know, put yourself on the top of the pedestal. Nobody can like ever talk shit to you because of the fact that, yo, at the end of the day, you didn't use anybody. Nobody helped you. You did it on your own. And that shows how resilient and how great and how strong you are. And this is what we strive to be on the inside. Like on the outside, we strive to be the best version of ourselves, which means that sometimes it's messy and it's dirty and it's gruddy down there, because you have to, like, you know, sometimes you get hungry, like, you know,
you got to be proud of where you came from. I'm so proud of where I came from. Like I once, and to the people that may be listening, I'm not clowning nobody, because I once was the people that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I once was that person. So that's how I know that, you know, you can, if you use the right resources, you can really get out. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
This is growth. This is growth. This is what we talk about all the time. Growing, like, you know, growing.
Right. We talking to an applications engineer. Put respect on her name. She did that. She did that. You feel what I'm saying?
You need me to fix your computer? I got you.
Put her up in the comments down below.
Yes, we love you. We thank you for the encouragement on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes even picking us up when we be like, ooh,
we be boo-hooing.
No, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? Let's go. And we thank you for tapping in with us. Like,
always.
You're definitely gonna come back when we have that conversation about the things you've been through, because the world really needs to hear that. And so we thank you and we appreciate you for always riding. We love you.
Love y'all too.
Thank you for tapping in, but it's now it's time to tap out.
Hey.
Hello.
So tell us your name and where you're from.
I am Amanda. I'm originally from Texas, but I live in Oklahoma City now.
What part of Texas?
I grew up in a small town just south of Wichita Falls, and most people probably doesn't know what that is. So I'm about 2 hours north of Dallas.
All right. Texas in the house.
Yes.
Oklahoma.
Amanda is my Oklahomie.
Yes. Yep, from the very beginning.
Yes. So we brought you in. We wanted you to tap into this episode so that you can tell us. Oh, we have a couple ways of asking this question. Number one is, what grinds your gears? Okay. Number two, Tally, what is that?
What scratched your Timbs?
Because she's from New York. And number three is, what ruffles your kerfuffle?
That's a good one. Well, I really thought about this because there's big issues, but then I have small, like, petty stuff that only matters to me.
Well, say what you feel, Mama.
Yeah, like,
that's
what we hear. Like, tell us the petty, you can tell us the big.
I think, like, the big issues, like, I'm not tolerant on is, like, racism, homophobia, like, transphobic, all that stuff, like, people that I can't do that. Like, I feel like we're in a generation, we're in 2021, where you literally, there's abundant resources everywhere. There's no reason for you to be ignorant on it anymore. There's no reason you're racist. There's no reason you have a problem with homosexuality or transgender people or women's rights. Like, that's a hard issue for me to deal with.
And you live in Oklahoma and I live in Florida, and we know we're kind of behind and not ahead. So it's hard. Like when you came to my crib and you had that Black Lives Matter shirt on, I said, you walked through the airport with that on?
I have no issue.
Right there. Put some respect behind Amanda's name right there.
Yeah, I have no issue wearing my shirts. I got a Martin Luther King shirt. I have my BLM shirt. Like, it doesn't bother me. I'm going to say what I need to say. Because really, in my house, in my everyday life, I am the minority. People of my everyday life are people of color. My children, my husband, you, all my closest friends, and people I consider my family are people of color. So, of course, I'm going to say what I need to say.
Yes. Now, we going to stand. We always going to stand. That's why you my baby. And you don't talk about it. You actually be about it. Like it's people that talk about it, you actually be about it.
I
So
try to.
that's no question. Ally, that's my ally girl. But we want to know what's the petty? What's the petty?
Yeah, what's the petty
Oh my
petty
God.
stuff? Tell us about being petty.
So the petty things are just like people, and I watch for this in anybody, like coworkers, friendships, relationships, how you treat employees of service. So ballet workers, how do you treat your CNA? How do you treat your waitress? I don't tolerate disrespect. Like if you're rude to your pizza delivery guy and you're not tipping him, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Off bat, we're not going to get along. I can't do it.
Yo, Amanda, you
I
like
got in my feels about that in the first episode.
tell her what you said.
I was like, yo, if you out here ordering DoorDash and you not tipping them, you shouldn't be ordering no DoorDash.
Period. In the conversation.
That's a privilege. You
Yes.
not, you know, like who that you know what that stems from, like what makes you bigger or better than the next person? What makes you think that your value is more significant than my value, and etc. So if you don't want to go out there to go get the food, you feel that it's right for somebody else to get the food for you, and you're not even gonna give them $1?
Yes. No.
Sure, like
nope. That don't sit right with
let me
me
make
at
you
all.
leave your home to go work and then treat you like shit. That's what you want? That's what you get with that DoorDash person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last week I was in the hospital and had a procedure done, and they had like transport people. So he took me from my room down to the cath lab suite, and I was talking to him. He had a tattoo on his chest and was talking about the meeting, and he's like, "Thank you for talking to me like a human." I was like, "What?" Like, yeah. He's like, "I really appreciate you." And he made sure he came down to get me to take me back up to my room. He's like, "It was just so nice to talk to somebody and them not to say the basic, well, how are you doing? You know, or just ignoring."
Wow. Yo, we were just talking about healthcare. I mean, we can go into that with another subscriber that tapped in, and the quality of healthcare and the things that people like, the low threshold. But that's the same thing. If the bar is just talking to me.
Yes.
But
wow.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because people complain about the customer service that they receive, but you don't know what that person, that representative that is talking to you, how much shit they had to receive before you even got to them.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like saying hello and being like, how are you doing? And understanding that, they're also trying to get they're trying to do their job.
Yes.
Some of them, I'm not gonna say that they're all the best workers, because not all people are the best people. Like, they're just in it for their paycheck, but there's people out there that actually care and they're trying to provide you great service.
Yes.
And here you are treating them like crap, and they're like, that would break my heart. Like, oh, people just talking to me like I'm not a human. Like, they forget the humanity. Like, until you need something, then you remember your humanity, right? And then once you're like, yo, I deserve this and I'm entitled to this, you're not human to the other person. Like, you treat the other person like they're beneath you. And that's when you're losing humanity. Like, and this is the thing, we as people need to remember our humanity, because we don't know where we're going to be at tomorrow. We don't know how tables turn tomorrow. We don't know if we'll make it to the next day. Do you really want to be that person that is always fighting about the paycheck, or do you want to be that person that is understanding to the other person, because you don't know what that person on the other side, like, if how many bills they got to pay, how stressed they are because of the shit that they're going through at home. Because maybe Sally's getting beat at home, so she can't give you all that hypeness when she goes and sees you. Like, how are you doing? She can't. Like, she's just trying to make it through the day. So we need to remember that.
Amanda is like the best person with grace. Like, on her Facebook page, she be sharing stuff like about grace and just be like seeing people where they are. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what you're saying. Like, seeing people where they are. And still having the heart for people despite what you're going through, but also for that other person to realize that you're not a perfect person either. You know what I mean? It's like a fine balance. That's
I totally get this, because like I've been in predicaments where I'm like, like after a while you start realizing like, oh, she must be really going through some crap for her to be all upset like this, because like, this is how people blow up. Like, I remember like seeing like, oh my god, like that person must be miserable. And I'm like, because you don't treat people like crap on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, and if you
we
do,
hope not. We hope not.
we hope not.
Some
And if
some
you
people do.
I'm gonna say I got a list of people that are real
if you do
suspect that
if you do that on purpose, then you shouldn't be on our channel. Period.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not the kind of people.
Yeah, you're not
that
the kind of
we're
people that
talking
we
to
want.
anyway.
We talking to the people that got a heart still.
That
like,
got hurt because,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't be compassionate enough to think about being in the other person's predicament, then there's no point for you to listen to this podcast, because that means that you're stuck on what you believe.
Yeah.
You're never gonna change out of it. And then
Mhm.
it's growing, like you're growing through things. Like you honestly realize, like, yo, I've been in the good and I've been in the bad, and I've understood the muck, and I understand that, you know, it gets better. But there was a point where I was in the muck and I didn't feel like it was gonna get better until, like, I had a friend that reminded me, like, yo, don't get stuck here. It gets better.
Yeah.
It's seeing that, you know, there's somebody that's out there that's helping you see the end of the tunnel, that the end of the tunnel, there's a light. And it's like remembering that there's a light at the end, like, I'm doing this for a reason. And if you're stuck on, like, this is what I believe and I can never change past it, then you're not the type of people that we're trying to target.
Exactly.
We want to grow. We're growing and we want people.
Yes.
Oh, Amanda, girl, you done
when you're 50 years old.
Amanda, you done tapped into that one, child. You start once you get her to go.
I grew up like in a very small community. Like I graduated with like 30 people, and they're like, well, we just don't know any better. You know better because you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you watch the news. There's no reason you don't know anymore.
Here's my thing. Once you say you don't know no better, that's it. You cannot use that line no more.
Yeah,
now you know that there's something better.
Yes.
Because you just say you don't know no better. Wait, what?
Yeah. Or if I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to educate you on something, but you're steady, oh, I don't know, or you're trying to argue back with me, then you don't want to know. So quit talking to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, with social media, I mean, just because I'm segueing into that, because Bree was talking about social media and the stuff that people put on, is like, if anybody looks at my social media engagement, they're like, do she say anything to people really? No, because most people post things that are like to evoke response from people. And I'm afraid, because the one time that I went back and forth with someone who I thought I was like cool with, now I'm getting to what ground my gear, you know what I mean? The one time I engaged with someone who I worked with, I thought was an ally, he told me that my kids was gonna get shot in the street by the police.
Oh, no.
Because it was a whole debate that somebody inadvertently pulled me into to give my opinion. And he was like, that's why your kids are going to be murdered by the police. And I was like, damn, my kids, though, the honor roll students,
right,
that's graduating, going to college and high school at the same time. How dare you say, I wanted blood. I wanted blood. And that moment in my head, I said, you know what? Nothing is worth my livelihood with arguing with people who are already stuck in their ways and don't want real change. They're trying to irritate you because they don't like their life.
Yes.
You know, and while you're telling me that my kids are going to go to jail, you can't even carry this Second Amendment gun that you have because you're a felon. I'm not a felon. My husband's not a felon. You know what I mean? You're the real felon.
Yeah.
So you're projecting that hate that you have for yourself. So I'm going to pray for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And I stopped playing with people on Facebook. I don't comment and stuff like that because I have a trigger. And when that trigger is tapped, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I had got into it with a lady on Facebook on a newspaper's post.
Oh.
And I try not to do that anymore, but you know, she was making derogatory statements about Black people, so I called her kid. Sure did. And
we don't go for
me
kids,
into
but
Facebook
okay.
for my comment. and my Facebook was blocked momentarily for calling her kid a cracker. But if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. Don't speak on stuff you don't know about.
Man, to go in there and cook them greens with them neck bones in it, and let Karen be Karen, please.
And I've quit after that. I've quit arguing with people.
Yeah.
Tried to. She had me stressed out.
But yes, we feel you. We understand. And we turn.
Because my name be Betty when it comes to them stuff. I be just as petty. Like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yes, let me check.
She's my spirit animal, because I'm not gonna comment, because I'll go from in him. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd be like,
So
I'll
she's
furthermore.
yeah, she'll you know what I mean? Like
I ain't no front, yo. I'm a keyboard ninja. I'm a keyboard ninja. Okay, what did you say? Ask me outside.
Well, I follow a girl on TikTok, and like her whole platform is to talk about Karens or racism or whatever. Like she shuts them down. Like she's putting up their job information. Like she don't care, but
that's why
yeah,
I'm
she's taking
scared.
care of the problem.
That's why I'm scared because my daughter is like that. I'm like, Anya, do not be having the fans come to the crib. My daughter is such an advocate. I'll be like, okay, like I need you to bring it down. You know what I mean? Because she'd be like, the LGBTQ, the black people. I'm like, yes, but not in a crazy way, but in a like I ride for them,
that.
like kind of
Yes.
way.
I love that. I
Yep.
love that.
Yes.
I love that, you know, this generation, generation, is it X now? That we're in? No. Yeah, the generation X.
XYZ, elemental.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, child. I didn't have
After a certain generation, you don't even know what generation you at anymore. Well, then the younger kids, I love how they stand by the convictions. I love how they're like vocal about how they feel, because we come from that, you know, we're millennials, but if we were taught when we were kids to shut the fuck up. Or, why are you talking? Like, what opinion do you think you have? Like,
no, my kids have opinions. I'm like, it's offensive, but I'm proud at the same time. So
yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be like,
I'm like, oh, you little,
you know,
smart
back
person
in the day,
with intelligence that knows how to set boundaries and stand on your 2 feet.
yeah, like, yo, I'm proud of my child when he he puts up his boundaries. Like, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that they know how to advocate for themselves. I'm proud about that, because I remember being at a point where, I was told, like, no, like, it doesn't matter. My feelings don't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, going to school and then somebody telling you, like, oh, your feelings matter. My feelings matter? What? You want to know how I feel? What?
Yeah, we went to boarding school. We went to boarding school, Amanda. Both of us, we sat at the same lunch table in 12th grade. Like, we went to boarding school. So we left our homes and went away to school. So Tally's like, she got to school, was like, I matter. I was the same way. I was like, this all mine. Nobody can touch it. You mean this is all mine? Like, all of this. Nobody can touch it.
Yeah, they'd be like, yo, because you'd be like, you're in a student home with 12 other girls, right? And they're like, this is your space. You allow they get to go to your space. And that's the first time I learned about boundaries, because I would wake up, I had 2 little sisters sleeping next to me, and I'm like, I said I wanted to sleep by myself tonight. I said,
nope.
I wanted the whole bed to myself. And here they are like, no, I want to sleep with you. You're going to suck it up. And I'm like, why are they sleeping in my bed, Mom? Like, I'm an adult. Like, well, Amanda, when you're young, you think you're grown.
Well, we about to roll out for our time, but is there anything that you want to say, Heart Foundation stuff?
Oh my gosh.
Just quick, you don't have to go in detail, just
please be aware of your heart. Don't let them pass it off as anxiety or depression. If you're feeling bad, if you're feeling dizzy, please talk to somebody, and don't stop until you're feeling better. Please. I'm 38 and I'm sick, and people look at me like there's no way. I've been sick since I was in my late 20s. I have a gene mutation that nobody knew about. Please advocate for yourself.
Yes. Thank you, Amanda. One of my favorite people in the entire world. You will be invited to the retreat that we're gonna put together.
I'm coming to the cookout.
Yes.
Right, that's right. That's right.
Yes, bring the potato salad without the raisins, though, sis.
I don't even know what raisins are.
We love you. Thank you for
your
support and your love. You know, you're
always.
My heart. Stay strong. We got you. We love you. And thank you.
Love you. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
All right, now tap out. Tap out.
Tap out.
We are so thankful and so grateful for all of our people that tap in. Yo, episode 8 was straight fire.
Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the commentary. Thank you for, letting us know why you guys are petty, and, how we got over being petty. Yes. Thank you for all the lessons. Thank you for all the conversations. And we want to also thank all our people who show up every Thursday at 6 p.m. And also, if you haven't already commented, or subscribed,
subscribe, man. What is the problem?
bell. Hit that
We
bell. Hit the bell.
fire
Right?
emoji,
Hit the
fire
bell. Hit the
emoji.
bell. You know you want to be our friend,
Like, yes, be our friend, be our guest, and all the other Disney characters too.
right? Be our guest.
Look, one thing we ain't gonna do, no matter how many subscribers we have, or no matter how many views we have, is stop in one way or another. So we always gonna move forward and progress. And we gonna be here next week. So you better tap in.
Grow with us. Grow
Yes.
with us. Learn to love hard like we do, and let's become better people, man. Because we only have one shot, one life. Like, let's make the best out of this one life that we have. Let's be better people. Let's grow together, and let's make the best out of it for our kids. Because at the end of the day, like when they made that song, what was the song? The children are the future.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Hey, show them all.
What she was talking about. Like, so we need to be better versions of ourselves. Like, you know what I mean? We got to hold ourselves accountable and be the best version of ourselves for them kids and for the next generation. So grow with us, come through with us. Next time you might be like hitting one of you guys up so you could tap in and be ready.
Where y'all at though? We need more people to tell us what's going on, because we love to hear from the people. Like, send us an email. Send us a text.
Subscribe, baby.
We love y'all. It's lit.
It's
lit. All right. Until next time, we out. This is the Inner Voice with TallyNuNu. Peace.